Hello everyone, this is Impulse, and today I got something extremely cool to show you guys. This in front of me is the Ultimate Blaze Farm. It's a new Blaze Farm design I came up with that is just packed full of really cool features you just don't see in the other Blaze Farms that are out there today. For instance, it has the ability to be turned on and off. I know you guys have seen that before, but the way I'm doing it's pretty cool by holding lava up with signs, and I'll get into that more in detail later. It also is using a full 9x9 space around the spawner, so that gives it the max efficiency that a blaze spawner can have. Also, we are channeling all these guys down to a 1x1 cell down here at the bottom, and so that allows for easy, killing and harvesting of the blaze rods and XP. And on the way down, there's this nice funnel design of pistons, and these are regular pistons, not sticky pistons, and these guys take no damage on the way down. And there's not a bunch of hoppers or anything like that, just simple comparator clocks to do that and make sure that the pistons continue to fire until they get all the way down to the 1x1 chamber. And that 1x1 chamber right here also has a really cool mechanism hooked up to it. It's a smart blaze crusher design done by a guy named xOktax. I'll put a link to his tutorial for this blaze crusher in the description, so you should check that out. But basically what it does is it allows the blaze to get crushed down to a one-hit kill as they're kind of falling down through this tube right there. So basically they'll be automatically crushed for you, and as you're down here at the bottom waiting for them, they'll all be one-hit kills when they get here and they start collecting. And another cool feature is I have these hopper collection system right here. Basically, all the blaze rods will get sucked through that soul sand in front of me, and if they do fly forward onto this half slab, there's another hopper there, and it will funnel right into this chest right there. So I'll get my hand out so I can see. I don't have anything in there, but that's where it would go. This one over here is just to make things symmetrical, because I like things symmetric. So one other thing here, you can see the sign. It has an AFK timer, and what that is basically if you want to leave yourself AFK while you're waiting for all the blaze to collect, you can do so safely. And I don't know if it's happened to you guys in the past, but it's happened to me, where you think you're safe to AFK and you walk away and you just completely forget that you left your guy AFK, and you come back hours later and there's just so many entities built up that you're basically down to 0 frames per second. Lags your game like crazy, and pretty much the only way to recover is to put it in a peaceful and get rid of them all. So in order to prevent that, I put in a nice AFK timer. So if you decide you want to AFK, you flip the switch, basically turns on a clock here, etho hopper timer mixed with a multiplier setup, and I'll get into that in the tutorial more how that works. But basically, as soon as your time is up, and I got it set for about 20 minutes because that makes sure, I get way past level 30 with that. But as soon as that clock goes off, it sends a signal up this torch tower, and that's just going to release some lava onto those signs, and that basically gives it enough light inside that room to shut off. So, yeah, tons of features. So anyway, that's why I'm calling this the Ultimate Blaze Farm. I do believe it's the best one out there at this time. And it works in current versions of Minecraft and so far in the snapshots. So you can build it now or build it later. Should be just fine. Alright, so before we jump into the tutorial, let's go ahead and take this thing for a test drive here. I'm in peaceful, so I'll go ahead and get that into hard mode. I'll go ahead and go into survival real quick, just so you guys can see that they are indeed one-hit kills. We'll put the crusher on, so that'll start that. You can see they're already coming down. And won't worry about the AFK timer just yet. I'll show you how that works when we build it in the tutorial. So basically what's happening now, these guys are spawning. They're falling down onto these pistons. These pistons actually have tripwire on top of them, which will activate the pistons above that set of pistons. And keep firing. You can see these guys are activating the tripwire. Those pistons are eventually going to push these guys to the center chamber. And there we go. We got a couple in there now. Then the crusher releases and opens it up just long enough to catch them in the middle there, and then crushes them just long enough to get them down to, I don't know what it'd be, half a heart, basically one-hit kill. So boom, boom, there we go. And there we go. Blaze rod dropped by one of them anyway, and it just keeps happening. So these guys are they're coming in quick. Like I said, it's max efficiency, so the spawner can't go any faster than that. And there we go. One-hit kill every time. Alright, so I went over all the features, gave you a quick demonstration of it, and you're probably wanting to build one yourself in your own survival world by now. And I'll tell you what, I actually did build this in a survival world on the Moonlight server. It's a vanilla SMP server, and it's a fairly new server, and I didn't have a lot of materials to build it, and I was actually able to get it done with the limited resources I have. So this thing really doesn't take much to build, and it was fairly quick to do it. So let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial right now, and I'll show you how to do the build on your own block by block so you can follow along. Alright, so before we get started, let's take a look at all the materials we're going to need to build this thing. They're all right here, so if you want to pause the video and take inventory for yourself, you can do so. Also check the description, I'll put a list in there as well. So hopefully that's going to be everything you need to get started on this. And I'll go ahead and grab a few things right now just to get started. I won't need everything because I'm in creative mode, but like I said, this is definitely easily done in survival as well. So anything else I need? That should do it for now. We'll see. Alright, so you're obviously going to need to find yourself one of these. It's a blaze spawner. You can find these in the fortresses in the nether. And once you do find it, you want to secure it. And the way I like to secure it, and I already forgot something, I want to grab some of that glass too. The way I like to secure it is basically by putting you make a 9x9 area of solid blocks around it, and you'll do it in 2 levels here. So we'll go ahead and knock out some of these blocks and get this thing ready. There we go. And then I just go, you go 1, 2, 3, 4 off that way, 1, 2, 3, 4 off that way, and then you can basically, I'll just do it on all 4 sides so we can fill in the entire square. Ooh, a little bit of lag. 3, 4. Okay, so now we can fill in this entire square just like so. So we'll go around all 4 sides. I'll do that real quick. Okay, so there we have a 9x9 square. For the next layer, we're going to go ahead and actually start putting in our signs that hold up the lava. So obviously if you're in survival, you're going to have blaze kind of spawning while you do this, and you're going to need to be fighting them and things like that. So I do recommend that you take some fire resistance potions, and that way as they're shooting at you, they're not really going to be catching you on fire or anything like that, and they're pretty easy to fight then. But we will be able to turn off the spawning rather quickly. So you want to put a glass block above the spawner. I mean, it doesn't have to be glass, it can be solid, but I do prefer the look of glass. And we're going to put signs on all 4 sides, and then you're just basically going to carry out your signs in that same 9x9 square. So you can see that sign's actually in that square. So you should have 4 signs sticking off of each direction here, just like so. And there we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, perfect. And then what you do is basically bring 4 signs out, and you can just go off of the sides of each of the signs that you just laid down. So look just like that. And we'll do this all the way across. And then when you have that side done, just go ahead and flip on over and do the other the same exact way. Okay, and when you're done, you should have something that looks just like this. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a border around the outside of it. So just this is basically going to be a barrier for now, just to hold the lava in. And that's what we're going to use to actually turn the spawner off while we're building. So you won't have to worry about blaze spawning as soon as we get this barrier built around it. So just come on the outside here, make sure you're on the outside. And also it's a good time to check to make sure your signs are all the way around. And we'll go one more with this, so just like so. You can do this in glass as well if you want to be able to see through it and see what's going on with the spawner and things like that. But I'll just do it in solid blocks here. And there we go. And I missed that corner there. Okay, so once that's in, we can actually put a roof on this thing. So you can go 1 block up, and then this top will be our roof right here. So we'll go ahead and do that now. And again, it could be solid, it can be glass. That's entirely up to you. And we'll go all the way across. Again, I'm missing the corners here. And might as well just fill it in. Make it a nice square box. I did put the stairs in there as well as for the materials needed, because on the last design I showed you, I actually put those as kind of decorative blocks along this edge here. So that's the one thing you could do if you want to make it look a little nicer. I'll just go ahead and continue filling in the entire roof here. Okay, and once you have the entire roof filled in, what you want to do is you need to make sure you know where center is. So then we'll knock a block out. We know that's center. I'm just going to put glass there for now, just so that I can easily see it. And then what we want to do is put our pistons in that are going to actually release the lava into this thing. So you're going to knock out 2 blocks there. And we need our sticky pistons. So let me just run over here real quick and grab those, since I forgot to do that. And we're going to put a sticky piston there. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, where we knock out these 2 blocks, put a sticky piston there. And if you then activate the piston and deactivate it, it'll pull that block back, and then this is actually going to be the hole where our lava goes in. So in order to hold the lava, we're going to put 4 blocks around it, just like that. So you make a little kind of cup holder there, and then we can put our lava in right there and right there. And we'll go ahead and cap this off so we don't have to worry about that anymore. And right now, if you look inside here, we'll take a peek here. We'll just open the roof. You can see our lava is all the way spread. And at this point, you can actually reclaim these blocks that are on the same level as the spawner, and then you'll actually be able to see the lava kind of floating above the signs, which is pretty cool. One thing I want to say here is be very careful not to accidentally break the spawner, because yeah, that would stink. You have to go find another one. No way of getting it back once you break it. So just remove these blocks very carefully, and because of the light from all that lava, you should not have to worry about any blaze spawning whatsoever. Okay, and for this next part, what you're going to want to do is clear out all the space directly underneath this 9x9 box that you built, and you want to go 15 blocks under the spawner. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and we're going to build a build platform. So make sure you count that very carefully. It's got to be 15 blocks between the spawner and the platform that we're going to build here. And this platform, you're going to need it to be about 7 by 13. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wide, kind of already here naturally. So I'm going to go ahead and replace this nether brick right here with, I'll go with quartz this time, just so that you can see what kind of a platform I'm talking about. So from the center there, I want to go out about 4 this way, and then I'm going to go, what did I say, 13. So we're going to go 9 out this way, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we're going to keep it just as wide. So I'll go ahead and replace all those blocks, and I'll be right back. Okay, so once you get that build platform done, you can actually remove these blocks now. You don't need them anymore. They were just there to make sure that we counted the distance correctly. You will need to make sure you find that center block. So if I stand here, you can see I'm directly under center, and we will actually put a hopper right there. We're going to knock these 2 out and these 2 out. We're going to put chest there, and then hopper going into that, and then you want to put a hopper going into that one, and then you're going to put soul sand right there. So this is that center chamber that the blades are going to come down on. And then next to these, we're actually going to take these blocks out. We're going to put stairs there, just give us a little easier access to these chests. And then directly behind the chest, we can put our wall here. Oop. There we go. Just like so, and then against that wall we're going to put upside down stairs there. Okay, so we'll continue the wall up, just put 2 blocks there, 2 blocks there, and we'll get up on here and do 2 more right there, and then put a backing on that tube that they're going to fall into, and then we can also bring this side wall over here. So we'll just kind of build this up like so, 3 high, there, and there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start prepping this chamber here. So you're going to want to put glass right there, and then we're going to put a half slab there, and there, and this basically keeps us from getting too close to the blaze. And then right on that wall, we're going to want to put a lever. On that wall, another lever, and we're going to put a sign there. This is the crusher, and it goes off and on, so it's labeled nicely. And then on this side, it is the AFK timer. And it's the same thing there, off and then on. So that's done and labeled. And we'll move on. Okay, and for the next part, we're going to start building the crusher mechanism. So to do that, you're going to need your sticky pistons, and we'll come back off the back here 2 blocks, and you put your sticky piston there. You're going to go 3 high there, and you're going to put a half slab on the bottom of that one, on the top of that one, and then a full block in the middle, and you should have something that looks like that. So basically, when it extends, it should be covering that hole. And there you go. And then we're going to come around to the back here. We'll go ahead and just put 3 solid blocks on the back like that, and then come over like this. Go 2, 3. Need a half slab on that one, full block on that one. Going to put redstone across there just like so. Comparator, comparator, comparator. Turn around and go back the other direction that way. And then we're going to put solid blocks on the back there. Don't forget to put redstone across the top like that. Come down to the bottom here, and I'm going to skip a block, leave that open just like that, redstone again. All right, and then we come around here. You're going to want to put a torch there, and then we're going to come off the bottom there. We're going to put a repeater, and we're just going to leave the default timings on that with the 1 tick delay. And we're going to come underneath this torch and put a block, let's see, right there, and put redstone on that. And then we're going to use this trick here. We put a block there. Just save a little bit here, and a repeater there, and that repeater is going to have a 2 tick delay, so click it once there, and that's going to go into a block with redstone on top, and that should extend that piston, so you know we're good there. Alright, and then we're going to come around the bottom of this here, come out 1, and we're going to do a repeater right here. That's set to full delay, so 4 ticks there. And then that's going to be, you're going to start staircasing up just like so. And we're going to go redstone, redstone, redstone. And then what we need to do is get a block there just so that we can place a half slab right there. And that way it'll step up there. Full block there. And then we're going to put a repeater with a 1 tick, or click it once for a 2 tick delay. And then that should be that for that. Now we need to come around to this other side here and finish this signal out. So that's going to go into a block, and then come around the bottom just like that and put a redstone dust there. And let's take a look here and see if it's completing the circuit. So you see the bottom comes out, then the crusher comes out, and then it should release to let new ones in. Release the bottom one, let those ones drop, and let new ones in. Let's see. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so now we'll start building the rest of this tube up. So I like doing it in glass just so I can watch them get crushed. So you can put blocks around it just like that, and that will hold them in just fine. If you would like, you can also put blocks, whatever blocks you choose here, just so you don't see those pistons arms extended. And then we keep building here. We'll keep going up, and you'll go 2 blocks above that half slab right there, that upper half slab, just like so. And then we're actually going to build a 5x5 around the hole. So there's a 3x3. We'll come out 1 more. Okay, just like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start putting in our tripwire hooks. So we'll put a block there just like that, and just like that. Come around this side, and we're going to actually have a tripwire hook right there. And then we're going to offset one a block back right like that. And then you just kind of follow that same kind of pattern just like so. So remove that, and a tripwire hook there, glass there, and then offset a block back, hook there, and then next to that, turn the corner, glass, offset. Make sure you put your hooks in there and there. And 1 more to go around. There we go. There's all our hooks in. Now we just need to lay the tripwire. So we'll go across here. Just should be just this 3x3 area. Plus, don't forget about the offset blocks there. And make sure that you got them all hooked. So missed a block right there. It's kind of hard to see with the glass. Just you can check all the tripwire hooks to make sure that they're, if you see them kind of pointed up like that, then you know you got something missed. Make sure they're all kind of straight. and then you can also walk across them and make sure they actually get triggered. So there we go. That's the first layer of tripwire hooks and string. Now we'll do the pistons. Okay, so to lay out the pistons, what we're going to do is place a solid block there, and then we can put the pistons facing out from those right there, and we'll go ahead and put some redstone dust above those. And then we do the same thing on all four sides, so it's just that block above that tripwire hook, and then you go over 3, put your pistons on, and put your redstone dust, just like that. Same thing here. All right, and there you go. You got all four sides. Next step is we want to come to the outside of this, and we're going to actually put a comparator facing into that block there, and then we're going to put 2 blocks coming off the side there. Make sure you click that for subtract mode, and then we're also going to need to get the signal from this tripwire hook. So this block right here, there's a tripwire hook on the other side of it. We need to get the signal out from that. So we're going to come over here. We're going to put a block just next to that, and then we're going to come back up right there and over. And then you can run your redstone just like that, and also run that redstone so that creates your clock. And then we need to do that same exact thing on all 4 sides. So we'll come over here, and we'll go underneath this tripwire hook, block out like that, come up, just like that. We'll run redstone dust into that comparator, subtract mode, boom, boom. There's our clock, and do that same thing for all 4 sides. Okay, so once you have all that done, it should look a little something like this. Next thing we want to do is start filling in some of the spaces in here just to make sure that the blaze don't get out or get stuck in any crevices. So you can do that just by filling in these 2 blocks just like so. And then you should have something that looks like that. And then to get ready for the next layer, we're actually going to carry this out a little bit. So it's going to look just like that. We'll come out 2 more blocks. Okay, and there we go. And now we're ready to start building the next layer. Okay, and for the next layer, we're basically going to do almost the same exact thing as we did with the first layer there with the tripwire hooks, except it's going to expand by 2 blocks wider on each side. So to get things started, we're going to go over here, that redstone dust right there, you can place a block on top of that with a tripwire hook, and then we'll go 3 blocks of glass there, and then we're going to come back here and put a solid block right there, another tripwire hook. Next to that, we'll put a solid block there, and then we're going to put glass there, solid block there, and then we'll put another tripwire hook right there. And we're basically going to repeat that pattern over and over again. So 3 glass right there, tripwire hook right there, solid block next to that, glass next to that, solid block, and you just keep going all the way around just like that. Okay, when you're done, you should have something that looks like this. Starting to look a little bit crazy, I know, but it will definitely work. And then we're going to need to lay our string again. So string there, go around, make sure you get that extra block right there, and then we go around like so, all the way around. Okay, and once you think you got them all, again, go around, check all your tripwire hooks, make sure they're all lined up, and we'll get started on the next layer. Okay, so for this next layer, this is going to be another layer of pistons, but this time instead of there being 2, there's going to be 4. So kind of the same way we did it before, we're going to lay blocks across here, all the way across the back, just like that, starting with the one over that tripwire hook, and there will be one over top of that tripwire hook as well. So that's our 4 pistons. Oop, they should be facing out, just like that. And then we'll do that again over here. There we go. There's our 4 pistons, and do that for all 4 sides. Okay, once you have the pistons in, we'll start wiring them up here. So we'll do the redstone all the way back behind it, and we'll just do that on all 4 sides here, just like that. Then we'll come to the outside and we'll do the redstone. So again, this block sticking out right there, that's going to be the tripwire hook that's activating it. You come underneath it just like before, come out, up, and over, and that will be your redstone dust, and comparator on subtract mode. And again, come out to the side here, turn it into a clock, and there you go. That should do that one. And then you basically do the same thing on all 4 sides. Over, up, and over. dust, 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 comparator, clock. There we go. Okay, so once you get all that redstone complete, we're going to go ahead and fill this in with glass again. So just like before, we're going to come 4 blocks out with the glass from the edges here, all the way around. And then that should set us up for our next layer. Okay, so hopefully by now you're starting to get the pattern. It's basically, like I said before, just repeating as we go up just a little bit wider. So again, we start with this redstone dust. That's going to be where we put that tripwire hook, come across with glass all the way until you get to there, and then we'll come up the back here. That's going to be a tripwire hook there, solid block next to that, glass, 2 solid blocks behind that, and then you repeat that all the way around. Okay, and once you have that done and it looks kind of like this, you want to go ahead and put in your string again and make sure they all connect. Okay, looks good. And we're ready for the next layer. Okay, here we go, piston layer again. Start with the solid block above that tripwire hook, go all the way across until you're 1 over hanging that, and then you put your pistons in all the way to there. Same thing over here. Time we should be putting in 6 pistons on each side. So do that for all 4 sides. Alright, once you have the pistons in, we'll do the redstone. Put it right there behind there all the way across. Once you get all 4 sides, we'll jump to the outside and wire up to the tripwire hooks with the comparator clocks. So there it is again, that block sticking out. Same story as before. Come out, 1 over, 1 up, 1 over. Redstone, 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 comparator, subtract, over, over to make the clock, all 4 sides. Alright, once you have all 4 sides done, again, fill in that glass, 4 blocks on all 4 sides. Okay, and now we only have 2 layers left. Alright, so this is the tripwire hook layer again, and again we're going to start with that redstone dust right next to the comparator, put a solid block above that, stained glass or glass, whatever, regular glass if you want, whatever you're using, all the way across to get to that point. Solid block there, and put a tripwire hook on that, solid block next to that, glass next to that, and 2 solid behind that, tripwire hook on there, and then same thing, go all the way around, all 4 sides. Alright, once you have all that in place, next thing is the string. Just go all the way around, just like so. Alright, now they're all wired up, all the tripwire hooks are connected, so the next step again is the pistons, and this time we're going to have 8 pistons on each side. So start with the block above the tripwire hook there, go all the way across just like that, hang over 1 of that tripwire, and let's go ahead and put the pistons in just like so. And again, you only go to there, let's count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so we know we're good. And then again, right here, go all the way across, oop, lag, and get all your pistons in, all 4 sides. Okay, once your pistons are in, we're going to have to do the redstone on the outside. So right now you're probably trapped, but you can just come over here, break out that block and that block. Just make sure you put them back when you're down there. So that was right there and there. And now we're on the outside, and same as before, wire up the redstone to the tripwire hooks. You guys know the drill. 1 under, 1 over, 1 over, and redstone, 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 comparator, subtract mode, make it a clock, and then we'll wire up all along the top of these pistons while we're out here. So it should go to right there. You see that piston there. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing all the way around. You guys know the drill. Go ahead and do it. Okay, so once all 4 sides are done, we'll just fill in these gaps, and you don't have to go 4 out this time. You can just fill them in with just the 2 blocks there, just to make sure that there's no holes. It's not like the blaze can escape. This is more for looks, and just in case you're kind of up here, the blaze can't get aggro by seeing you through there as well. So and that kind of does the finishing touches for the outside. So that is the general funnel build. The only thing that we have left to do now is we need to wire up these pistons to be able to turn it on and off with the timer. And then, so that'll be the timer system into the torch tower up the top. So let's go ahead and do that next. Alright, so before we put in the timer, let's go ahead and take care of this crusher on-off switch just so we can turn it off. We don't have to listen to the thing as we're doing the rest of the redstone around back. So if you look at where this lever is, basically we're going to come around to the back side and we're going to knock out the block next to it. And you'll know if you put some redstone dust on it and then turn it on there, you should see that start to light up, that redstone dust there. So we'll just take some blocks. I'll just keep using this quartz here. We'll go next to that redstone dust, and we're going to put a torch coming off the back of that into a block there with redstone there, and then that basically just connects up to this crusher system right there. So now that that is like that, basically with it down, you can see the sign says it's on, and you can see that that signal doesn't actually do anything because it's still off. And then if we turn it off, then you'll see this signal turns on, and that's going to basically keep these pistons powered, and that way nothing can get through. And oops, you can see I forgot to put a block right there, so make sure you don't miss that. Alright, so now that that annoying crusher is off, let's go ahead and build the timer system for the AFK timer. And again, take a look at where that lever is. We're going to come to the back side here. We're going to knock out that block. And this time we're going to put a repeater in. Just leave it on the default there. And let's see, I want to get some more quartz because I like it. And we're going to go ahead and put a block in front of that repeater and a torch coming off the side of that. And we are going to expand out our platform just by a couple blocks there. And we're going to put redstone underneath that torch right there so it should turn on. And then that's going to go into a repeater, which is going to go into a block in front of it. And then we're going to build our hopper timer right next to that block. So this is just a standard etho hopper timer. Probably most of you guys have seen this before. And I forgot to put this redstone block into the necessary materials as well. So sorry about that. Go ahead and grab that, put that there, and then on the other side of that, you put another sticky piston, just like so. On the back sides of these, both these, you're going to have redstone dust there and redstone dust there. And then on the side of that, you got a hopper, and you need hoppers to face into each other, so hold shift, and basically I just placed one just as a placeholder, and now they're facing into each other. And then coming off of those, you got a comparator there, and those are going into solid blocks just like that. So that's your timer. Now we want to put some items in it. I recommend that you go with 3 stacks of something that's stackable to 64, and then another 10, and that gets you to a consistent 30. It's about 31, so it's just to make sure that you get 30 levels of blaze built up. And then that clock alone isn't enough. We actually need to multiply the timing of that by 5. And in order to do that, we put a simple mechanism here. It's just a dropper right there and a hopper going into that. And then you can see here what's going to happen is when that switch is on, it powers this block here, which is going to keep this hopper from draining items back into the dropper. And we're actually going to put 5 items inside that. So basically multiplying this timer by 5 by doing that. And to kind of show you here, if we turn this on, the AFK timer is now on, and we'll see if items are draining. And you won't get a chance to see them go all the way, but you can see it already went off one time. The item's sitting in there, and it's not going to leave there until we actually turn the switch back off, and that's what kind of resets this whole clock. And that's it. So now what we want to do is when this dropper gets completely empty, we want to take the a signal from that, and basically we're using a lack of signal, and that's right now this comparator is getting powered because there's items in there. When there's 0 items in there, there's going to be no power coming out of that comparator, and that's what's going to make our basically timer go off. And we're going to change the signal of a torch tower, and that's what's going to be controlling the lava up top. So we just need to follow that around now. Basically, you can see where I put that comparator. It is kind of hard to see, but that comparator was sitting on that block right there, which means it's going to be powering that block, and we can see that redstone right there is now powered. And if we put a block next to that, we can pull that out with the repeater. And so you can see that's why that repeater is lighting up for me. Okay, so now all we need to do is get that signal into a torch tower that's going to carry to the top the roof there. And what we can do is just go out with 2 redstone dust right there into a block, and we're going to put a torch on the back of that, and we're going to staircase it just a bit, just like so. So block on top of that torch, and then torch on the back of that, and then now we can actually do a torch tower. So you can see it's kind of hanging off the, you can see here if it's kind of adjacent to that corner, then you know you're good. And now the torches won't mess with any of the redstone from that. So we'll just torch tower, solid block torch all the way up, and that will get this signal to be carried to the very top. Okay, and once you get to the very top, you just bridge over, and if your timer is still going down there, you should see that the signal is on, and that's perfect because what we want to do is have these pistons get powered, and that's actually going to shut off the lava, so the spawner would actually be working. So there you go, your signal should reach all the way to those pistons, and at this point, you're going to start getting blaze to spawn because the lava is going to be taken away. Ah, there we go. So now they should start getting funneled all the way to the bottom. If your pistons are going crazy, you know that it's working. And let's see, since we don't have the crusher chamber open, they're just gonna basically sit in that one wide cell there. So we'll go ahead and keep working here. We got a couple more things to wire up, really simple across the back here, and then we will be done. So finally, the last thing is that when we have our hopper timer or our AFK timer, when it ends, we want to basically just have this clock stop. So in order to do that, real simple, you just run redstone dust off of that into a repeater into that block, and then basically when that changes, because the timer is up, it will power that block, and that will power that redstone, and that will make sure that this clock doesn't continue to just keep running. So it's just one less moving part when your AFK timer is up. So with that should basically be it. Let's go ahead and test this thing. We'll turn the crusher on, and we'll see if these guys are actually one-hit kills. I'll actually just grab a wooden sword here real quick, just so I don't have to switch into survival. Again, something you're going to want to think about is you're going to want to build a room around this, because if you were AFKing right here, you'd have a ghast come out and kill you. So definitely build yourself a safety room around this with a roof and 4 walls and a door maybe to get in, however you want to do it. But there we go. One-hit kills, so we know our crusher is working. And we're watching these guys come down. They're all getting funneled into the middle just like they should be. And it's working perfect. So great, we'll go around, we'll check that timer one more time, just make sure items are still flowing there. You can see they're almost all the way done, and we got 2 items left in that dropper, so it is just about up. I'll go ahead and just take those items out right now and put them in there, and that should change the signal, so we'll just make sure, yep, that's being powered now, which should stop this clock from running once that gets emptied. Let's see if they come back. Nope. So they're all going to just sit in there all the way until you reset the lever, follow the torch tower up, and you can see the lava is now out. So that's going to turn the spawner off, which gives you a chance to clear out this chamber before any more will spawn, and you're good to go. And then what this does is basically as soon as you're done, you came back from your AFK and you cleared out your chamber of blaze, and it's all good, you can turn this back off, and then that will empty this hopper right here right back into that dropper, and it happens real quick because there's only 5 items. And then once that happens, that's powered again, which is now able to start draining items back into this hopper, and this clock can go back on, and it's ready for the next run of AFKing. So that is basically it, guys. Like I said, I mean, it's pretty crazy looking pattern here, but after the first 2 layers, you probably will have it memorized, and it's pretty simple to build. So hopefully you guys are able to build this up in your own survival worlds with no issues, and I hope you do. And if you do, let me know how it goes. Let me know if you're enjoying the usage of it, and let me know, that you built it and where you built it. If you're on a server, I'd love to hear about it. And if you guys did enjoy this video and you did find this blaze farm to be something useful or cool or unique or whatever, make sure you hit that like button for me. It really does help spread the word about this video. and we want other people out there to see it, because they may want to build something like this in their world. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you again next time.